On.
Can you just so you said you're completely unaligned and that you're just here because they tear gas your house?
Just independent civilians who was here the first night, the night before the big event happened, to support our friends. Then we come home. 5 in the morning, I woke up with gas in my house and I live on the 5th floor. Can you imagine this? It's a mile away from my house and only 50 environmental protesters are in the park, and think of the amount of gas used. So I woke up with gas in my house.
Where are the protesters gone now? I mean, why is nothing here?
Everybody is scattered. Eventually they will be back. We've been here once, we can always come back here.
Tomorrow? Next week? Weekend?
Who knows? Maybe in 3 months. There is a park occupied in Greece, since 2009. So it could be any day, any time.
But what if they try to start demolishing the park?
Then we are here. Then we are back. Everybody's going to be back. No one will let that happen. Then the construction site will be demolished.
We heard reports of that the army might eventually be called in. How would you react to that?
Well, we are also wondering what would happen then, because we don't know yet. On whose side will the army gonna be?
Because in the army, maybe
depends on how they react, because he might call it then, but then we don't know how the army will judge it.
Well, he said 3 levels. Police doesn't manage gendarmerie. Gendarmerie doesn't manage the army. I say if he calls the army, he doesn't know which way he will go.
Exactly. Then then I call it a civil war.
Oh, before civil war, you have many steps.
If the army is coming in against its own people, then I call it a civil war.
I hope not.
Do you think the pro-Erdogan rally that happened on Saturday, do you think that...
You mean Sunday, yesterday?
Sunday, yes.
With the purchased people?
Yeah. Do you think that that's had a negative impact on opposition protesters?
No, we don't care about them. We know that he can't bring in any... Where is his 50%? Where is his 50%? He said he can bring 10 times more. They couldn't even shout out his name. These are paid people. Watch the videos, guys. I can send you links if you want. They can't even shout out properly. They were calling against them because they couldn't memorize what they were supposed to say.
And are there wider political demands beyond just the park? What are the wider
This is beyond
demands?
the park. This is not about the park anymore. This
Okay.
is beyond the park. This is because of freedom. Freedom of expression, freedom of speech, interfering with the people's choices and things. What is the big deal if I buy the alcohol at 9:30 or 10:30? What is the deal? What's the difference? But if you try to suppress it, then it's a problem.
Were you surprised by the level of the harsh level of the reaction from the police? Did it surprise you?
Of course. We are paying the tax, we are the taxpayers, and our tax is used against us. I can't even spray the mosquito spray at home now to the mosquitoes, because now I feel how they feel.
Nice.
2 years of gas used in European Union was thrown at us in 3 days. Out of date. We have the gas cans and everything. It's out of date. It says hazardous. It says, don't touch with hand and so on. It's chemical.
How did it? What sort of reaction did it make for you? The tear gas, like what happened to you?
Well, I'm
physically?
used to it, so you shouldn't ask me. I'm used to it in the soccer games and so on. So, but we hear it from friends. You start like you want to vomit because you can't breathe, and your eyes burning, your nose, your throat, your lungs. So you have to use the asthma spray, to get more air.
I know. I got tear gassed on Saturday.
Oh, I'm sure it does. If you guys have been here for a long time, that's what you used to get. So now it's a reflex to carry a gas mask and goggles in your bag. And now it's two in my bag, a set for each of us. Because you don't know, you never know what's going to happen, when and where it's going to happen. So more than the sunglasses, it's more important to have those stuff in your bag.
And they even got his son his glasses.
See, this is a standalone protester. He's been standing there for 7 hours. Doing nothing, just standing there. His bag has been checked 10 times. And the last group of cops who checked his bag has taken his gas mask and the goggle. The other 9 didn't take it, but the last group has taken it. I have the video as well.
Wow.
And we could obviously join him, but we don't know the
I mean,
limit of...
I want to go and stand by him too as well, but I don't know what is going to be the reaction of the police. You know, what measures will be taken.
You think just like 2 people standing together, they would just start going?
You never know their reaction because so far this is a democratic right that anybody should be able to stand, sit, sleep, whatever he wants, because it's a public square, right? Like the park, it's open to everyone. So this is all right, but I can't really know nowadays.
No, I mean, I completely agree with you because you know we
And
work on.
now we all become paranoid because anybody who's walking by me, passing by me, could be an undercover cop. And so I'm suspicious who is approaching to me or who's passing me and taking a direct look at me.
We're not police, don't worry.
I know you guys, I can tell that, but I mean...
What have been the main slogans from protesters? What's the main chants? And did it change, you know, from the beginning to later on?
Well, our sense of humor has developed, is back now after 10 years, I would say. There has been some really clever slogans coming out. I don't know how to translate them into English. Sometimes it doesn't make sense because it's funny in Turkish but doesn't make sense in English. So it will be hard to explain it, but it's mostly about, you know, mind your own business.
Do people want? Are people calling for the downfall of Erdogan?
Well, of course, to resign. We want him to resign, you know. Whoever is in charge of this, whoever is guilty of this violence, should resign, of course. In developed countries, people who has an honor, who is a decent government employee or a politician, should just step down. Like the German president did, or like the Korean or the Japanese prime minister did. When something bad happens, if you have the honor, you should just step down.
The Czech prime minister.
Exactly. Yesterday I read it. He just stepped down. So if you're thinking of becoming a member of European Union,
so the movement isn't dead.
of course not dead. But why should we be stupid out to get beaten and have the gas like the mosquitoes? When the time comes, we're out again.
Very good.